Hello and welcome to Enchanted Nova Reads. I'm Nova, and today I will be reading When I Was There. This fic is rated G and is also available on AO3. When I was there. Keigo dropped his keys in the glass bowl on the table across from the front door of their apartment. Well, perhaps there wasn't quite right anymore, but it was a habit. Their bed, their bathroom, their kitchen, their balcony, all of it was theirs. Except the couch. That thing with its rusty brown coloring, squeaky leather, and lack of cushion was irrevocably his. His meaning Toya's. He wanted that thing, not Keigo. Why anyone would want such an uncomfortable thing made no sense to him. Honestly, the damn couch was the reject furniture from some dusty doctor's office. "You want an uncomfortable couch," Toya had said. "No, I don't." "Yes, you do. It's unwelcoming and people won't want to stay." Keigo laughed. Toya hated hosting people. He believed home was only for the two of them. And after a little time had passed, Keigo agreed with that sentiment. He kicked off his shoes and walked over to that awful couch. Disheveled throw pillows and gray knit blanket were strewn on the couch. He plopped down on it and sighed, closing his eyes and letting his head fall back. The leather squeaked beneath him, puffing out air and groaning as if it were in pain. This couch didn't know anything about pain, aside from giving it. Keigo propped his feet up on the coffee table. "How uncivilized," Toya would chide before pushing Keigo's legs off. "Feet on the floor or come over no more." Keigo removed his feet and fell over on the couch, burying his face in the pillows. Those little things were the blood of the apartment. Toya was a bit of a neat freak, something most people didn't know about him. A secret between them. Rain fell and pattered on the window above the sink, overlooking the street below. The plants on the balcony would be grateful for a drink. Keigo had been rather neglectful the last couple of weeks, mostly because Toya wasn't there to remind him to take care of them. "We should get a cat or a dog," Keigo had told him one Sunday afternoon while they were lounging about, drinking coffee and reading books, manga for Toya. He'd peer over the edge of his manga, then glance over the balcony overflowing with flowers, succulents, and palms. "You can't even take care of your leaf children. How would you possibly manage a fur child?" "That's what you're for," Keigo always replied, batting his lashes. Toya would playfully kick him. "I don't think so." Keigo shook his head and peeled himself from the couch. 3 years together, and in a single night, Toya was gone like dust in the wind. Things had gotten rocky the last 4 months of their relationship, but he never expected Toya to leave. That's how it always went, though, wasn't it? You never expected the one you love to leave until they do. He drug his feet on the floor as he made his way to their kitchen. A couple of mugs were sitting in the sink, plates stacked 4 high. It's not that he was a slob, but doing the dishes wasn't the same without Toya. Keigo bit the inside of his cheek, turning to the cupboard. "Number 7 is missing." Toya would lean against the counter, arms crossed, bright blue eyes narrowed. "Where did you leave her?" Keigo grabbed a black polka dot mug and turned around, smiling. "It's so cute how you number all of our dishware." Toya would snort. "Huh, I wouldn't have to if you weren't so adamant about making science experiments around our apartment." Hey now," Keigo chuckled. These conversations didn't happen anymore. In fact, they hadn't happened for over 4 months. When things got bad, the little things that made Toya had faded away. Keigo tried to be understanding and helpful, but he honestly didn't know how to be. The last thing he ever wanted was for them to be over. Damn, he tried so hard to make sure they stayed together. The love never left, at least not for Keigo. He prepared his coffee and the machine whirred to life. The rich aroma filled Keigo's nose, warming him up. His gold eyes closed. Toya's arms would wrap around Keigo's waist and he'd bury his face into his neck. "I want sugar with my coffee." "Want me to stick my finger in it?" Toya would laugh and nibble on his ear, then kiss his neck while his hands wandered under Keigo's shirt. "You're such a cheeseball." "Your cheeseball," Keigo whispered as he grabbed the coffee pot and poured the liquid into the mug. Steam wafted into the air. He wrapped his hands around it, pretending the warmth was Toya. God, he was always so warm, the perfect companion to snuggle on the couch with. He walked to the refrigerator. A takeout box of food sat in the middle shelf. Keigo licked his lips. This was Toya's food, and Keigo left it there in case he'd come home. But somehow, Keigo knew that wouldn't happen. He grabbed the food and the creamer. He put the creamer on the counter and tossed the food in the trash. It was time to let it all go. Toya wasn't coming home. The weight pulled Keigo down, taking all the air from his lungs. The coffee turned into a caramel brown as he added the creamer, stirring it around. He took a small sip and let out a breath, heading for their bedroom. He put the mug down on the dresser. "Put a coaster down," Toya would grumble. "Rings make us look like we're slobs." Keigo grabbed a tissue and folded it up, laying it beneath the mug. The bed wasn't made, and honestly, it hadn't been since the morning Toya walked out. He walked into the closet, pulling the door open, and flicked the light switch. Hanging on the inside of the door was Toya's old, dirty jacket. Well, it wasn't really dirty, just old. It was the jacket he was wearing the first time they met. He ran his hands over the soft, faded fabric. It still smelled like him, and because of that, he couldn't let it go. He unbuttoned his shirt and removed his pants, changing into something more comfortable than his office attire. Once dressed, he grabbed his coffee mug and left the bedroom. He entered the living room, staring at the clock on the wall. 6 o'clock. Toya would walk in every day at 6 o'clock on the dot. He would smile at Keigo, kick off his shoes, toss his keys into the glass bowl, yank off his tie, and say, "I'm home." "Welcome home," Keigo said, and put his mug on the end table beside the couch. He pushed the coffee table against the wall under the TV. Next, he grabbed one end of the couch and turned it to face the front door. He tidied up the pillows, folded the blanket, and laid it across the back. "What are you doing, Keigo?" Toya asked, tilting his head. With a small smile, Keigo walked over to the door and unlocked it. He walked backwards until the back of his legs bumped the couch. The cushions hissed out air as he sat down and curled his legs beneath him, leaning against the armrest. "I'm waiting for you to come home." Thank you all so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you did, please head down to the description box to click on the link that'll take you to AO3 where you can leave kudos and a comment. This is Enchanted Nova, signing off.